Oh, hey, what's up? So, I've had a lot of people asking me about this Steamboat race truck that I drive, and there's a lot of things to kind of explain. So today I'm going to show you around Steamboat and kind of what is in it, what motor's in it, how it was built, and what it does. So, get ready. Alright, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to start with the inside, tell you a little bit about it. We do have our race equipped seat in here, full harness. You can see that. Well, I don't have the cushions in right now, but it's got the crotch buckle and all that. Also wear Hans in there, so pretty much can't move around at all once I'm buckled in and got the Hans on. So yeah, we've got 3 gauges in here. We've got oil pressure, water temperature, and then our fuel pressure on the end there, just to make sure, you know, when we have that nitrous on, we got good fuel pressure. As far as switches go, we've got the main starter button over there, then we've got ignition, the accessories is for our nitrous, fuel pump, then the trans brake, and then our water pump and fan are tied together, and then that's the last switch is how you activate the nitrous. We do have a quick disconnect steering wheel, as you can see here. Slap that bad boy on, there we go. And we do have an SCS Cheetah shifter. So, you know, basically it's a 2-speed power glide transmission in this thing. So I do have a trans brake, so you hit this little button on the side here, right there, if you can see that. That's what activates the trans brake. So you get your RPMs up and hit that button. Trans brake's on. As soon as you release that button, it explodes, just depending on what RPM you're at, just like a drag car. So it's pretty cool. It's 2-speed, so not in first gear or low gear for very long, maybe 1 second, or maybe not even that long, but then I just shift right to high, and it's off and running. You can see over there on the other side, we do run a oil accumulator. That oil accumulator will shoot 3 quarts of oil into the motor if it senses any oil pressure loss, such as when you flip this thing. Before we had that accumulator, we were blowing motors up a lot because we'd lose oil pressure upside down. Then we go to run it the next time and motor's no good. So that accumulator has saved many motors now. Over on the right side there, you can see I got a pretty big bottle of nitrous. We do run nitrous on this thing. It goes off of a full throttle switch. So if I'm full throttle on that pedal, nitrous is on, and it is hammer time. Fast time, go fast time. Yep. So we do have a power on off switch right there, that red button, so I can turn all the power off to this truck from inside. What else do we have in here? You can see we have the ratchet type harness, and you can see a little bit of the cage here. Well, I might as well talk about the chassis itself next. So the tube chassis, well, pretty much the whole truck was built by Chris Lieback. You can see all the nice welds and time and nice work he put into this thing. Even put steps on it for me. That's great. But yeah, had it powder coated blue, Steamboat blue. Well, you can see that powder coat did come off where I flipped it a couple times. Whoops, didn't mean to do that, right? But yeah, pretty cool chassis, lightweight, and built well though. I had its fair share of flips already, and still good. Couple cool things that Chris did while building this chassis is he actually offset the motor 3 inches to the left. So this motor does not sit in the center of the chassis, if you can tell from looking here. It sits about 3 inches to the driver's side. And that just helps with drive shaft clearance in the front here. It allows that drive shaft to go way up in there, right up against the motor when it bottoms all the way out. So, pretty cool. Also did the trailing arm rear suspension. You can see here we've got 20 inches of travel there. And it flies and lands like it's on pillows. Did something a little different in the front. It's a 3-link type setup here. But so you can see the top arm over here, which is a lot bigger. So there's only one top arm, but there's a triangle underneath. You can see the triangle and then the 2 bars on the sides. That really just gives it more strength. All our 4-link bars are solid aluminum, as you can see. Not the trailing arms, but the top bars in the rear, and then bottom bars in the front. Solid aluminum. Makes it a little bit lighter. Got a 12-inch transfer case in there by FTI, and that's our brake setup too. It's got a single brake, Willwood, and it runs right off of the transfer case there. But brakes work good. Got a custom radiator here in the back with a fan. You can see our water pump down there. Fuel pump is over here. You can see it there. Fuel tank, battery, another shut-off switch, external, which kills all the power to it. The axles we are running in this truck are F106 2.5-ton base loaders. This rear one is custom sheet metal made, so it won't bend because I bent the other ones. Front axle, you can see it. This is actually the disc brake version of the F106, so the inner axle is a little bit beefier than on the drum brakes. So you can see the front one is mainly stock. We just did some bracing on it right over here. But yeah, this is the disc brake version of the F106 face loader. Completely stock, and it still works. Amazing, right? Well, I broke a stub shaft, but that's the first one I've broken in many years. Tires on the rear are these D&D patties. They got some tall lugs on them, if you can see that. Yeah, that's some meat right there. They are the 16Ls, 24s. These tires are mounted on some American Forces, 24-inch Forces. Those are real nice. Makes it a lot lighter. I forget what the weight difference was, but it was quite a bit total overall. On the front, we're running the BKTs with a little bit smaller tread, just so it steers a little bit better. A little skinnier tire than the rears. So those are BKTs, the R2s, but those work pretty good. As far as shocks go, we're running these aluminum housings in the front. These are CNC overtime. They are 20 inches, 20 inches of travel. You can see here in front too. And then we're running some steel-bodied ones in the rear. Same kind of shock, just a little bit different. These are bottom accumulator type shocks. They are nitrogen over oil, and they work very well. As far as steering goes, you can see we've got a single ram set up here, full hydraulic, and Radial Dynamics did all the rest of the steering setup for us. We run their pump and everything else. That guy is a wizard when it comes to hydraulic steering. He knows how to make it work exactly how you want. So, highly recommend them. And I'm not getting paid by them, obviously. But, very good product. As far as transmission goes, we do run an FTI Shorty Power Glide. Can't really see it, but it's tucked up under there. Well, maybe you can see it. Yeah, there it is. So that's Power Glide 2-speed. FTI builds those. They actually build the transfer case too. Very, very nice stuff. Works good. Never breaks. Nah, never. Yeah. Whew. Let me see if I can get this hood off. Oh. There we go. As far as motor goes, we do run a 632 big block Chevy with, as you can see here, we got some nitrous on there too. Oh yeah. But it produces quite a bit of power. It's a Merlin block, and you can see it's just, you know, nothing crazy, but some decent aluminum heads, good intake, and a huge carburetor. So yeah, we run race gas in this thing for sure. Oh yeah. You can see our radial dynamics, part of our steering here. We did have some sweet stainless headers made for this thing. Bert over at Bert's 4x4 welded those suckers up. We put them on. Very nice. Don't have to look at all the rust and junk on the old, like the old ones, the steel ones that we had on there. So, last but not least, a little bit on the body. It is a full fiberglass body that, well, it started out as a Chevy Colorado body for like a short course truck. But obviously we trimmed it, modified it, and well, you know, Jimmy makes his own modifications to the bedsides once he crashes, so yeah. But it's just basically to make it look like a truck, because without it, it kind of looks like a dune buggy. And Jimmy doesn't like that. Jimmy likes to look like a truck. Woohoo! Alright, well, kind of running out of things to talk about. If you guys have any questions or comments or whatever, drop them in the comment section, and I'll be sure to answer anything that you want to know. Alright. Here's kind of a full walk around of the truck. Oh yeah, we do have sway bar front and rear. I didn't mention that earlier. You can see some of the damage. I lost my roof in the last wreck and scraped a little powder coat off the chassis there. Oh yeah, and did a little body damage on the side here in the bed. But a little walk around for you here. It is a nice machine for sure. And Jimmy has a lot of fun driving this thing. Wish I could drive it every day. Gives me that extra little rush that I need. Yeah, I think that's probably why everybody does this. Yep. All right. Woohoo! Just wanted to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. I'll be sure to answer it. And we'll see you next time. All right. Yoo-hoo! Jimmy likes.